Welcome back to another video. My name is Drew, and today we're going to compare the Yealink WH66 and WH67, and we're also going to let you hear a number of microphone tests. So let's get into that right now. The main difference between the WH66 and WH67 is the wearing style. Some of you out there may not want to mess up your hair. In that case, you want to go with the WH67. It's a more low profile, sleek headset, whereas the WH66 is going to give you an option between a headband style that covers one ear, or if you're in a loud working environment, it's going to be helpful to have a headset with dual speakers, and in that case, the WH66 is the best way to go. Aside from that, the features of the headsets are identical aside from the battery life. So all the features that you'll get on the charging base is going to be the same between the WH67 and WH66. The WH67 is going to be rated up to 8 hours of talk time on a single charge, whereas the WH66 with the mono headband is going to be rated up to 13 hours, and the dual speaker option is going to be rated up to 14 hours. And if you like the idea of having extra long wireless range, this Yealink series of headsets is rated up to 590 feet. Being that they operate on DECT 6.0 technology, it's a little bit different than Bluetooth, so you'll get about 5 to 10 times longer wireless range in comparison to a Bluetooth headset. Keep in mind the estimated range is in direct line of sight. The more barriers that you go through, the less range that you'll get. But from our wireless range test, these headsets have gone the furthest of anything that we've tested. When it comes to compatibility, both models are gonna be able to connect with your desk phone, computer, and mobile phone. Keep in mind, you're only gonna be able to seamlessly switch between two devices at the same time. So you'll be able to connect with your desk phone and mobile phone, or your computer and mobile phone at the same time and toggle between the two devices, not all three. Also, as a note, this series of headsets is not going to work on all desk phones. Typically, you want to have a compatible Yealink desk phone to go with one of these Yealink wireless headsets. So if you want to verify compatibility, contact us before you order. That way you don't order and then end up getting it and realize that the headset isn't compatible with your phone. Something very unique about this series is it's a whole entire hub built in together. So you have a headset, speakerphone, USB hub, a nice touchscreen, and an optional wireless charger that you can add. Oftentimes, computers just don't have enough USB ports, so I like that Yealink added on their charging base 2 additional ports to plug in USB devices. In addition, you can switch between a speakerphone and headset. This comes in handy for a couple of reasons. Now you have an all-in-one solution that's a headset and speakerphone, rather than buying a headset and a speakerphone. You have everything all built in together, and when you want to keep your calls secure and private, simply just put on the headset, and then when you want to have a group conference, or if you're just not feeling wearing a headset that day, you can just use the speakerphone. That is a microphone and speaker built in together, and you'll be able to hear for yourself shortly on how that sounds. You also have the additional wireless charger that you can add. This is sold separately, so keep in mind if you order your headset and it doesn't have the wireless charger, it's because it's sold separately. So you'll be able to keep your mobile phone charging while you use your headset and hub all at the same time. So really, it's just reducing all the clutter on your desk and giving you an all-in-one solution, which is very handy. Now you may be wondering what this fancy touchscreen can do, so I'll just go ahead and show you. Okay, so let's take a look at the touchscreen. If you go to the picture icon, this will give you some options. You have Bluetooth, which allows you to pair the charging base to your mobile phone. If you go back, you're gonna have settings, status, basic, and advanced. Status is just gonna show the headset firmware and any additional information. So if you wanna read all that, you can, or if you go to basic settings, you have different options here. So you have Bluetooth, add a headset. The add a headset feature is very nice, because this will allow you to pair multiple headsets to one charging base. So if you're training a new employee, for example, you can listen in to their phone calls. And then if you scroll down, you can change it from dark theme to light theme. You can customize the dial tone, keypad tone, and speaker volume. If you go back, you'll have advanced settings. So you can choose wireless range from long, medium, and short. You have voice guidances. If you want that on, you can have that on. You can choose the language, USB computer audio. If you click into there, you can have it as instant, delayed, never, and always. Scrolling down, you have your mute reminder. If you don't want that on, you can have it off, or you can have it on And you can fully customize it when you get that mute reminder, which is very helpful. Not all headsets offer that. And then if you scroll down, you have more features like auto dial. And this is in regards to when you connect to your mobile phone, you'll have these different options to really adjust your call experience. And then you also see noise suppression here. This is nice because if you turn that off, you'll get a little bit better microphone quality. If you turn that on, it's going to further reduce background noise that callers would otherwise hear going on around you. If you keep let's go back. If you keep scrolling down, these are all the advanced settings. So as you can tell, there is a number of customizations, and then you can use the touchscreen as basically your phone. If you're connected to Microsoft Teams, for example, or your cell phone, you can just click this button right here. It would bring up the dial pad, and then you'd call out like normal. There's also an additional accessory I'd highly recommend you get to go with this headset. It's called a Busylight. You simply plug it into the charging base, and then you put the Busylight wherever is most convenient. So when you're on a call, whether you're at home or in the office, if anyone sees that red light, they know not to disturb. If you don't use a Busylight and you're on a call, many of you have been there where someone comes into your office or into your home office and starts talking to you while you're on a call, and then you start putting up the phone symbol or the stop sign, and this helps eliminate that. With any Yealink headset that you purchase, there's a software called Yealink USB Connect. If you download that, you'll have further customizations of your headset, and you'll always be able to keep your headsets up to date so that they're working as best as possible anytime there's any new firmware update available. Before we get into the full microphone comparison test with noise and without noise going on, let's go ahead and hear how the speakerphone versus the headset sounds.
You're now hearing me on the Yealink WH67. So this is how it sounds in a quiet environment. Testing 1, 2, 3. There's no background noise. Testing 1, 2, 3. Now check this out. Let me go ahead and just put the headset in the charge base, and it's going to switch over to the speakerphone. With the headset docked in the charging base, this is how the speakerphone would sound if you were not using the headset. So you can be the judge for yourself on how it sounds. Now let me go ahead and just step away a little bit, and I'm going to step back and then over to the right, and you can hear what the difference would be. And then I'll just pace a little bit. And as I'm talking here, trying to think of anything to say, this is how the microphone would sound if you're about an arm's distance away. In this next series of microphone tests, you're going to hear me mention to these models as the WH62 and WH63 because we're using previous footage from our other video that you can check out right up here that already does the microphone tests on the little brother to this series. They use the same exact headsets. There's only differences when it comes to what they connect to and their charging base. This is how our camera microphone sounds like with no background noise. Switching over to the WH62, this is how the headset microphone sounds like.
With office background noise, this is how it sounds on the camera mic. Switching over
To the Yealink, this is how the microphone sounds like. Testing 1, 2, 3. There is office background noise going on the speakerphone. Testing 1, 2, 3.
If you had dogs barking, this is how our camera mic sounds like. Switching over to
The headset, this is how it sounds like with dogs barking. Testing 1, 2, 3. Dogs barking. Testing 1, 2, 3.
With the blender going on next to you, this is how it sounds like on our camera mic. Switching over to the
Headset, this is how it sounds like if you are running a blender right next to you. Testing 1, 2, 3.
This is how our camera microphone sounds like with no background noise.
Switching over to the WH63, this is how it sounds like with no background noise.
With office noise going on, this is how our camera mic sounds like. Switching over to the
Headset, this is how it sounds like. Testing 1, 2, 3. There is office noise on a speakerphone. Testing 1, 2, 3.
With dogs barking, this is how our camera mic sounds like. Switching over to the
WH63, this is how the microphone sounds like. Testing 1, 2, 3. There is loud dogs barking on the speakerphone. Testing 1, 2, 3.
This is how our camera mic sounds like with the blender. Switching over to the
WH63, this is how it sounds like. Testing 1, 2, 3. There's an extremely loud blender. Testing 1, 2, 3. Many of you have been requesting for us to do a real-world microphone test, so today we're going to do that on both headsets. And I have some lucky winners that are going to make some noise, but they didn't want to be on camera, so you'll hear the difference between the microphone on our camera versus the headset. Jessica, go ahead and start making some noise.
You'll be introduced.
So I'm going to stop talking at certain times so you can hear what it's like.
Like as I'm talking versus if I'm not talking, and you can be the judge in how much noise starts getting canceled out. Brandy, I know you can talk, so go ahead and start talking.
Especially when we're talking about Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, she really likes Chick-fil-A.
So you're going to be hearing the difference between the two. All right, Jeff, go ahead and cue it up.
Chick-fil-A is excellent.
Yeah.
They have a very good limited time.
They are having a great debate
Over Chick-fil-A right now. So if you were in a small office, this is what it would sound like. All right, guys, I can't think. All right, so there you go. You have how the WH63 sounds. Switching over to the Yealink WH62, if you were in a noisy environment, like what I'm about to be in a minute, you would probably want a headset that covers both ears versus the earpiece style, so that way you can reduce some of that noise and focus in on your calls or meetings. Jessica, go ahead and start making some noise, and let's see how the headset performs.
We've blown up podcast.
So I'm gonna
Stop talking at certain times and keep talking, so that way you can hear how it sounds when I'm not talking versus when I am talking.
All right, Kyle, go ahead and do your thing.
All right, next fetch, think and react. Instead about routing, next.
Kyle is very excited about what he's reading, by the way. All right, Jeff, go ahead and make some magic.
I do video editing and click the record.
Hi, I'm Jeff. Hi, I'm Jeff.
So there's 3 people talking in a pretty small office. I mean, they're all
2 people across from me, and Jessica is over to my left. They're all within about 5 feet or less. So if you were in a loud working environment, this is what it would sound like. All right, you guys can go ahead and stop.
Now that you heard the different microphone comparisons, I'd love to hear your thoughts on 2 categories. Number 1, how the microphone sounded, and number 2, how good the microphone noise cancellation was. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Overall, if you're looking for an all-in-one solution of a headset, speakerphone, touchscreen, wireless charger, and an extra USB hub, this is gonna reduce all the clutter from your desk, and it's gonna put all those devices into one. So if you're looking for that, the Yealink WH66 or 67 is definitely the best way to go. But if your main concern is connecting to a Yealink desk phone and computer, I'd highly recommend you check out the WH62 or 63 if you don't need all the bells and whistles and you're looking to save some money. And if you need to verify compatibility, or if this headset series doesn't seem like the right fit for you, contact us today and one of our advisors will be more than happy to either check on compatibility or recommend a couple other headset options that would be best for you. In the description of this video is going to be a couple of links to either headset. If you want to order either model, go ahead and visit those links. And don't forget to use coupon code YouTube for an additional discount. That will help you save money. This will support our channel and avoid the risks of ordering these headsets elsewhere from sources that are not authorized resellers. That way you always get product support when needed. And if you haven't done so already, consider hitting the like, subscribe, and notification bell for more videos just like this. Earlier in this video, I had mentioned a couple of other models that you may not be familiar with, which is the little brothers to these models called the WH62 or WH63. There's gonna be another video right up here that will take you right on over to that review. If you wanna reference those models and learn more, check out that video. That's it for now. Thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.